Sometimes the best restaurants are the ones you stumble upon by sheer accident, or in the case of El Paisa, by pure luck. Tucked away in Tottenham, this blink and you'll miss it Colombian spot is a real hidden gem. At first I was a bit confused because along with the restaurant sign there was also one for a beauty salon. I couldn't spot the restaurant right away, but as we made our way down the long corridor lined with small businesses, El Paisa finally appeared at the very end. Inside it's pretty cosy, but they've made excellent use of the space, offering ample seating without it feeling cramped. The walls are adorned with artwork and trinkets from Colombia, adding to the charm. From the moment we arrived we felt incredibly welcome, and our host Brian was fantastic, taking the time to walk us through the dishes and offer recommendations. There's plenty to choose from on the menu, and they also offer daily specials. Right, on to the food, and our first starter was the chicharron con arepa, small pieces of fried pork belly served with a traditional flatbread made from cornmeal dough. The pork belly was super crispy and well seasoned, and when paired with that spicy ají salsa and the earthy arepa, it was heavenly. We also ordered some empanadas filled with shredded beef and potatoes wrapped in cornmeal and deep fried to perfection. The pastry was perfectly crisp and the filling delivered an absolute explosion of flavour. They were rich, aromatic and super savoury. Honestly, these were so good. On to the main courses. This is the Churrasco Argentina, a hefty 500-gram sirloin steak served sizzling on a hot plate smothered in vibrant chimichurri and topped with a fried plantain. It was accompanied by a plate of fried cassava, chips, rice, tostones and salad. That steak was incredibly tender and juicy, and that zesty chimichurri was the perfect pairing. The fried plantain was soft and slightly sweet with a lovely caramelised finish. The tostones were fresh and crisp, but my favourite had to be the cassava chips, perfectly crisp on the outside and wonderfully fluffy in the middle. Our next huge plate of food was the costillas de cerdo ahumadas, which are smoked pork ribs. These were served with rice, cassava, chips and salad. The ribs were impressively meaty with a satisfying firm bite while still being surprisingly tender. They had a deep smoky flavour and were really quite delicious. Our final main was a traditional Colombian dish called bandeja paisa. It featured fried pork belly, chorizo, shredded pork and beef, rice, a fried egg, plantain and kidney beans, all coming together in a dish that looked absolutely incredible. That pork belly was fantastic. The rind was perfectly crisp while the meat was tender and full of flavour. The chorizo wasn't like a Spanish chorizo, it had a perfect snap and it was meaty and juicy. The spices added a subtle heat that made every bite incredibly satisfying. The shredded meat was full of flavour. It reminded me of the aromatic filling in the empanadas. Those beans were pretty special too. Nice depth of flavour with hints of onion and garlic coming through. I'll tell you what, it was a lot of food, but it was so delicious that between the three of us, I think we did pretty well. El Paisa gets a triple thumbs up from me and my mate George.